Okay, so in the last clip, I was wholeheartedly convinced that I'd stopped the knocking. I mean, you know, I could literally see the top mount getting banged against by that nut that wasn't even tight. And yeah, it seemed to actually go away for a bit once I changed that and changed to the, you know, the new top mounts with the coilovers. And I don't really know why it actually worked, because now the noise is back and I've discovered that it's something completely different. But it seemed to fix it for a little bit, and yeah, I'm not really sure why. But anyway, we are now fixing it. Now that I definitely know what it is, we are fixing it 100% today. So this clip that I'm showing you now is of my brake caliper knocking on, like, I don't know, against the pads and then into the disc and within itself, and I don't know, just knocking around. So when I was googling like knocking, obviously you just get loads of answers because it's something different for everyone's car. Someone's like wishbone bushings are gone, someone's drop links are gone, blah blah. Anyway, cut the drop links off camera just to see if that was the issue. You know, if you don't have any drop links and then the knocking goes, then it's obviously the drop links. Didn't change anything. The drop links are still on the way, so I'm driving around with no drop links because everyone keeps sending me the wrong drop links. Anyway, I've got the correct ones on the way. So when they come, that's 2 minutes to install. But yeah, it was actually knocking around where the slide pins and whatnot go into the caliper carrier. Now, basically what happens is apparently it vibrates around. I tried tightening it up at first. Apparently what happens is as it vibrates, it makes the hole in there just bigger. And this picture shows the condition of what was in there anyway, the slide pins. It was missing the little rubber seal that goes around that notch at the end. There was like no grease, they were corroded obviously, and yeah, it just needed some new ones. So I got some new slide pins, put them in, packed it full of grease, and it's like 98% better, but it's starting to still do it a tiny bit when I go over the big ones. So what led me to this was, like I say, I was reading the forums, people were saying about the brakes, so I tested the theory. I found a patch of road that I knew the car would make the knocking noise on, and then I just dragged the brake slightly and it stopped it. So I was like, right, it's that. So I whipped the wheel off, went like that, and I was like, it's the caliper. So yeah, so I realised it's the caliper. Anyway, now the caliper carrier, annoyingly, you can't get them off Autodoc or anywhere aftermarket. You usually pick them up for like 30-40 quid max. It's a lump of iron. Unfortunately, I had to get a genuine Lexus one. From Lexus, it's like £180, but I managed to find someone selling one on eBay for some reason, a genuine Lexus one, for like 98 quid, so it's like half of that. So I've got new boot seals, new slide pins, like the new caliper carrier. I even got some new brake hardware, like the anti-rattle clips for the brake pads, so I'll grease them up and put them on as well, so all that side will be fully refreshed. I'm not going to touch the other side because it ain't broken, so I won't touch it, because if I touch it, it'll break, and I'll have to refresh that full side as well, so I'm not doing that. I will just leave that and live in ignorance, and ignorance is bliss. So, I'm going to jack the car up and yeah, put all these parts on, so let me take you in there. Okay, and that's out. Well, for some reason that was a lot harder than it should have been, but I managed to get it out. But this had already, I've just cleaned it off, but this had already started rusting from the crap that's inside the actual hole. And now I'd cleaned it out with brake cleaner and, you know, tried to get in there and clean it out the best I could. But yeah, I guess it's just corroded up in there. So yeah, not ideal. So the fresh bracket's probably really going to help the situation. So we've got those, and now I need to have a look at how these clips work and mirror it over onto the new one. These dust boots are very weird as well. The ones I got at first, part of the kit with the slide pins, were just off eBay, just generic branded ones, and I had to like hammer them in because it's slightly flared. So I guess that holds it in that side, and then it just obviously fits over on the slide pin end and kind of grips. But this was hard to get in because I had to whack it with the lump hammer just gently, but on one of them I tore the boot, obviously, because I'm whacking it with a lump hammer, but I couldn't press it in. I tried pressing it in evenly as much as I could, and it didn't seem to do anything. So yeah, very annoying. I'm hoping the other ones I've got, they'll look a bit less flared. Hopefully they're going a bit easier. Also hoping that they do stay in as well, because you know, credit where credit's due, this is staying in. So anyway, I've got a genuine Toyota genuine parts, Toyota Motor Corporation carrier. Let's get this out. I won't bin the packaging until I know it fits. Well, it looks the same. So it does come already with grease in here. Now it's like, that's genuine Toyota, like recommended, approved, whatever grease, slash Lexus. So I don't really want to take that off actually. I think I'm just going to leave that in there. And then I might just wipe it out the top where these things have to fit in, I'll see. Where the boots have to fit in. And then I'll just put some grease on the slider as well, because I don't know if they've put enough in there. And I'm using genuine like Ceratec ceramic brake grease, not just copper grease, so it's decent stuff. And yeah, we'll see how it goes, we'll monitor. So let me get the boots, the new boots. Because I tore one of the other ones, I didn't have enough left. Obviously I got a kit for both sides, but I didn't have enough once I used 3 of them. See if these just press in. Okay, that's done. So they are pressed in. See that they're flush there. And no tears in the rubber that I can see, so that's good. Obviously, that's what I did last time, so that's great. And then when you want to get these out, if you ever want to change these on the actual thing, you've got to like... I really struggled to get the other ones out of the existing carrier. I had to put a flathead like against that and then just whack it with a lump power, try and pop them out, break them loose. So yeah, give these a little bit of silicone just to protect them somewhat, the rubber from drying out, and the weather won't last too long, but makes me feel slightly better about it. Okay, well, it looks complex, but they pop in pretty easily. So on that side we've got the little ones, left hand side we've got the big ones. This tab needs to sort of bend in a bit. Don't know if I'll have to take that out and bend it in. This one seems a bit more flat, but I don't know if it'll cause any issues. We'll see if it starts catching on anything here. So this is ready to go back in the car. I'm not going to grease these surfaces, I'm just going to grease the pads themselves, so then it's only where the contact points actually are. And you don't want to overdo the grease because it's easy to do so. Just rinse these off with a bit of brake cleaner, and then yeah, we'll take you back over to the car and we'll get these on. Okay, let's put the carrier back on. Okay, I'm just going to tighten this right up. Look how shiny that looks though now. Now the caliper's going to look terrible against that. But it is what it is, can't really do anything about it. I cannot be bothered to paint the calipers. At this point anyway, maybe in the future I'll get just a tin of silver hammerite and just at least, you know, make them look a bit presentable. Quick wire brush and degrease. Just check that's nothing, the disc ain't going to interfere with the carrier. Nope, that's spinning fine. That's good. Right, tighten this up. Now there is a torque setting for this somewhere, but you just want these to be really tight, so what I'm going to do is just whack it back on with the hammer. Definitely not the correct thing to do, but I know about how tight it was to take off. So yeah, that's good and tight. Definitely not the correct way to do that, or the correct way to use your tools, but it works, and I know that that's on there now, so... Okay, so that's not interfering with anything. Okay, so this is what I use, Ceratec. So I'm gonna... Ceratec, so it's metal-free permanent lubricant for disc brakes. I found this is pretty good. And I'm just gonna grease this caliper slider pin. Caliper slider pin? This slide pin up. Nice. I don't need to go ham with this because there's already grease in there. But I just want to make sure I've covered all of that. So I'm very bad for doing something and doing it off camera. Great YouTube skills, I know. Push it home, and the rubber boot, you can't really see, but the rubber boot actually snaps over once you push it and it's bottomed in, and it snaps onto like a little ring in there, so that's now going to move with, that boot's now going to move with the actual slide pin. I'm just moving it up and down, just checking it moves freely, returns to where it's meant to be, which it does. Okay, that's good. Get the excess grease off there, that's pushed out. Okay, that's good, both of those are in the correct place. Put the pads back on. Just going to do the rears now. Put this, the rear pad. Put this on, and yeah, you see how dirty that gets after a couple of days of driving. But this grease is really good. Like, I can blast it with the brake cleaner. You know, using almost as if I'm using someone else's brake cleaner, and it just doesn't come off. I've got to wipe it off, and even then, it's quite hard to get off. So this grease is pretty good. Let me do that. Those new clips are on really tight, like it's really difficult to get the pads back in there. Anyway, let's get the caliper back on. Try to twist the brake line, whichever way it was. I think it was that way, like that. So if I go one more, then it's definitely twisted. Okay, so put that on there. Put the top bolt in. Bottom one's in as well. Let me just tighten this up. Yeah, look how annoying that looks now. I'm definitely going to have to at least just get some brush on paint or something, because that looks really fresh compared to that. Anyway, let's tighten this down. Okay, this is very good. I mean, there's still a tiny bit of movement there, obviously. I mean, there's going to be. It's like a rod going that way and flexing about, but even when I went like this, it was still kind of making a little noise last time. I've nipped everything up, you know, pretty tight, and let's get the wheel on and yeah, see if this has worked. I'll go down the road and report back. When my drop links come in as well, because it's still got no drop links at the minute, I'm going to shove them on, and then I've decided I'm actually going to lower the car. Let's bring these tines down. Even if it looks a bit gash, I just want it sitting a little bit lower. It'll just at least show the fact that I have got coilovers on. You know, I've got something to show for my money. And then we're polishing my wheels at the minute, and we are waiting on some valves from Japan, and then we've also got to get tyres and then some front wheels as well, because I can't run 18s on the back and 17s on the front. Well, I mean, I kind of could, but I just don't want to. It'll just look weird. So anyway, that's in the future. Let's get the wheel back on and see if we fixed the immediate pressing issue. Well, I'm sitting here in the office, a happy man. Realised you can't see me actually. Let me change that. There we go. Set that to daylight rather than the nerd colours I have changing. Yeah, so that works, that's fine. So it is not making a noise at all. Touch wood. I'm touching all types of wood. Hey. So yeah, that's good. I just need to get the drop links on and then I'll lower it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for that actually. Gonna have a low car again. It's been a while. Last low car I had was my SLK. Anyway, enough waffling. Next clip you're gonna see is me. Well, I won't show you putting the drop links on because it's 2 bolts. But I will show you me lowering the car and how it sits. Well, I thought I had some footage of me actually lowering the car, but it would appear that I do not. I don't know where that's gone, whether I filmed it or whether my SD card's just given up. Having a schizo moment. Anyway, here's how the car looks at the minute. So, it is a bit lower. I haven't got mad because it tucks, so from a side it looks pretty decent, you know, it's sat alright on the 17s, the stock 17s that are battered. You know, so it's okay. Definitely better than standard. However, from the back and from the side, you can really see that. Hello. You can really see that tuck. Hovercraft mode engaged. So it does look a lot better, and I feel better knowing that I'm driving a car that is actually noticeably lower. It makes me feel like, okay, it's slightly modified again. So stick around for the next episode where we do a hell of a lot of actual mechanical work on the car and fix the most annoying and common problem with the IS250 that these suffer with. So, if you've enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And stick around for the next video where, like I said, we fix a lot of the common issues with the IS250. Thanks for watching.